Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? For the cheapest coins anywhere, check out MMOEXP.com and use code ZERK for 5% off your order. Link is in the description.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
We could honestly be looking at an extremely good Team of the Week if EA does it like this. We're back again with Team of the Week predictions. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Omar for being a part of the Totw gang. If you guys want a chance to shout out the next video, drop a like in the vid. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel. Turn notification bell on and comment down below. Totw gang. Also, guys, we did it again. We have literally profited on every single NFL day so far on Underdog. Last night with Sunday Night Football, we absolutely destroyed it and ended the night with $1,057 in W's. If you guys have not already checked out Underdog Fantasy, make sure you do so right now and use code ZERK to double your first deposit up to $500. You only have until October 4th to do so. So this is the last NFL day you guys can get in on and get that deposit match up to $500. If you guys sign up right now using code ZERK, you'll also get this Geno Smith 0.5 total yard special. My picks for tonight's game will be up later this afternoon. Which, by the way, if you guys want to copy my picks, like I say, follow me over on Twitter there. But I do want to mention this. I am going to be doing these Team League predictions here on Monday. I feel like it kind of just makes sense to throw this in, Monday morning before we get like AK this afternoon and everything. I did originally wait until Tuesday morning, I think like 2 weeks ago, whatever, to do my predictions there, but they didn't seem to really incorporate too much of Monday Night Football in Team of the Week there. Not saying they can't, but it just makes more sense, I feel like, to do this on Mondays. Let's get into this. All right, guys, so let's get into this. Starting off, we have the lower overall set cards. Again, I do want to mention this, per usual with these Team of the Week predictions. I can't put everybody on this list, all right? There's going to be snubs. Absolutely will always be snubs. So if you don't see someone that you think should be on here, feel free to comment them in the comment section. But just know, not everyone's going to get a card. People are also set aside for like different promos and stuff. So we do have Most Feared coming up. Keep that in mind here. So even if someone has like a monster game, EA may not give them an upgrade because they already have a card coming in like 2 weeks, or maybe in Season 2, which is this week. Starting off though, we're going to go over the 80 overall cards, guys. I have Jerry Jacobs right here. Jerry Jacobs, guys, had 2 interceptions and 5 tackles. One of 2 players to have 2 interceptions. The other one was for my Cowboys here with Deron Bland, who also had one of those return for a touchdown there. But Deron Bland already has the Team of the Week hero, so he's not going to get a card this week. Jerry Jacobs, though, he should. Next up, we have Cole Kmet here, guys. I believe Cole Kmet is probably going to get an 80 overall card. A little upgrade right here. He did have 7 catches, 85 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Also, I want to get this one out of the way right now because I know people are going to ask about Justin Fields. I don't think he's going to get a card. I honestly do not think he's going to get a card. He did play pretty good. Then at the end of the game, they ended up still losing the game. He had an interception. He had a forced fumble. He played good before that. Had they won that game and they, maybe played a little bit better, didn't have the interception, the forced fumble, whatever, he could have very well potentially gotten a Team of the Week card and a high one at that. But I don't think we're going to see Fields with Team of the Week. I do think we could see him with Most Feared, though. Be on the lookout for that. Next up, guys, we have Nico Collins. Now, Nico Collins actually had a monster game. 7 catches, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now, as badly as I want to say Nico Collins should get a higher overall card than this, I just don't think he's going to, just because he is a lower overall guy here, but he had a monster game. I think he's going to go now from his 75 overall up to an 82 overall. I think it's a little bit low, to be honest, for how good of a season he's been having, but yeah, I think that's where he'll land. And the same thing for Nicholas Moreau. I believe he's going to go from this 77 to an 82. He had 11 tackles, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble. Definitely a very, very good week for him, but he only has a 77 up to a nice little 82. Now we get into the 86 overalls, guys. I'm going to go with David Montgomery. Now, it was very hard to choose between David Montgomery or Nico Collins on which one of these two here should get the 86 and which one was only going to get an 82, because they both had monster games. But because Nico has a 75 and David Montgomery has a 77, I'm going to go with the higher overall guy and the higher overall card here. So David Montgomery, 141 total yards and 3 touchdowns. Absolutely monster game. Now, I will say, if him and, Nico Collins are swapped, I wouldn't be too shocked, but again, I'm going to go with the higher overall guy, getting the higher overall card here. David Montgomery getting 86. Would the card be good? Probably will just be decent. Wouldn't be anything crazy. And then for the defensive 86, guys, I'm going to go with Josh Allen. Josh Allen had 3 sacks and a forced fumble and already has this 82 overall card, getting a nice jump to an 86. Probably will, again, not that be too crazy. The block shed's still pretty low. Power move will be still pretty low. Finesse move will get up a little bit. Speed will be up a little bit as well. Will be a decent card for the Jags theme team. Now we get into the heroes for this week, guys, and I gotta say, we could seriously have a monster team of the week. Like, we could really be looking at one of the best team of the weeks of the entire year. Starting off offensively, I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs. Now, I do want to mention this, though, okay? 2 players that I know people are going to comment about because people always forget when someone already has a high overall card. Christian McCaffrey and A.J. Brown. Guys, they literally both have 89 overall cards, okay? They're not going to get upgrades. A.J. Brown just came out with Gridiron Guardians, so he's not going to get one. And CMC just came out with AKA. I posted on Twitter, what are your guys' team predictions? So many people said Christian McCaffrey. He literally just got an 89. So Stephon Diggs here, guys, going from an 85 to an 89 overall. He had 6 catches, 120 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I think it makes perfect sense to give Stephon Diggs this upgrade here. Would be a nice card. I think it would be a very nice card. Route running wise would be really good. After the catch ability would be good. Hopefully they give him some pretty good speed though, and they obviously won very dominantly as well over the Dolphins, which, I mean, hey, I expected that game to be a lot, more of a shootout game, and instead it was just Bills offense destroying the Dolphins essentially. Dolphins kind of a lackluster offense performance after dropping 70 last week. So Stephon Diggs here, hopefully get some good speed because after the catchability, it's good. It's really good. And then route running will be good. Just has to have good speed, and we'll see about the abilities. Now, as for the defensive hero, guys, it is not a question, okay? There is no doubt in my mind, 100%, it is a lock. Khalil Mack is going to get a team of the week card, okay? If he doesn't, then 1,000,000,000% he has a most feared card because Khalil Mack is actually kind of known to be in the most feared promo, but there's no way that EA can get away with not giving Khalil Mack a card, guys. He had, in case you didn't know, 6 sacks versus the Raiders, his former team. 6 sacks. He also had 2 forced fumbles and 10 tackles. How does he not get the Team of the Week hero? He could also get the limited if EA wanted to make him, I guess more expensive there to make him the LTD or more hype, whatever. But I think that he is going to get the defensive hero card. But he has 80 speed, 82 excel, 86 power move. He also has 81 block shed. I really hope they juice him up a little bit because I love Khalil Mack cards. They always play so good. But we haven't had like a crazy Mack card that played really good in a couple of years. So Khalil Mack here up to an 89. That power move, I mean, I think he deserves to be above 90. They should make him 90 there. Block shed, juice that up, speed a little bit. This is definitely going to be a card that's going to compete to be on your team over guys like DeMarcus Ware. It's going to be a good card. Now, guys, let's get into the defensive LTD and the offensive LTD. Now, this week, guys, we should 100% see the offensive player that is the throwback LTD. That should be the throwback, okay? And the reason for that is, for the last 2 weeks now, the LTD for defense has been the throwback player to a previous year. Should not be that way this week. We should see an offensive player LTD, so for the throwback anyway. So for the defensive LTD, guys, I'm going with Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith actually had a very good week as well. 3 sacks, 14 tackles, and a forced fumble. He might be slow. We'll see about that. This 84 overall card only has 82 speed, but he has 81 zone coverage, good hit power. I've never really been a fan of Harrison Smith cards. They've never really, been a card that's played great for me, but I mean, hey, he'll come out. We'll see how good he is. He only has 81 zone coverage and 82 speed. So if he goes up to an 89, they can't just do +5s. I mean, they've really got to juice this card up a lot. And as for the throwback LTD for Team of the Week, guys, as I said, it should be an offensive player this week, but I'm going to go with Nick Chubb. I'm going to go with Nick Chubb here. I absolutely think that it has to be Nick Chubb. As I mentioned, the previous 2 weeks now, we have had a defensive LTD player as the throwback. So we should have offense now. And Nick Chubb is injured, right? As you guys know, he's done for the year. Now, maybe they have him saved for most feared. I will say this. They could have him saved for most feared. Obviously, Nick Chubb could definitely be in that promo. But back in 2019, guys, he had 165 yards and 3 touchdowns, and I think it just makes sense, right? Nick Chubb just got injured a couple weeks ago. Why not throw him this card, right? Give us a fun Nick Chubb card, and honestly, this could be, maybe, I wouldn't say the best running back in the game because he's not going to get running back apprentice, but this could be a really, really fun card to use, especially if they do juice up his speed a little bit, give him some better juke move, but obviously Nick Chubb is always a very, very good card, and I think he had a deserving stat line. I did also note, though, I will say this, Alvin Kamara just came back from suspension, and Kamara also had a pretty good week. I think it was like 2018 or 2017. He had a pretty good week back then as well. So we'll see about that. But with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. And if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video. And of course, hit that sub button down below. Let me know down below your guys' team of the week predictions, aka dropping later today. Follow me over on Twitter for my underdog picks. Use code ZERK. Don't miss out on that $500 deposit match. You only have 2 days left to sign up to get that. And we have Monday Night Football tonight. And if you guys enjoyed this video, check out these.